Hi, I'm Mitzi,
And I'm Toby.
and this is our top 9 best Muse girls. Coming in at number 9 on both of our lists is Roomie.
I don't know, I tried to open up my sheet. Mine's also Umi.
Do you have your reasons listed there?
I do have reasons, yeah. Do you want to go first for reasons?
I really just think she's like a Debbie Downer to everybody. Also, I think she takes way too much of her self-anger out on Honoka. But that's just me.
Okay, is that all you had?
That's all I had.
Okay, I wrote boring. There's more. I don't really think she got a lot of development. I guess you could say her development is that she joined Muse.
That's true.
But then her development happened early on, and maybe she had development, but by then I didn't like her character, so I didn't pay attention to it.
True.
And a lot of the gags based around her were like Umi's not having fun. And like
Umi's uncomfortable.
or like gags of like Umi making a funny face. I don't know. So they're just, and her design's ugly.
Yeah. Number 8.
Number 8, I actually don't know what your number 8 is. You go first.
My number 8 is Hanayo.
Oh, my number 8's Kotori.
Oh.
You go first.
I put Hanayo here because, actually, as you said with Umi, her development was really early, but she had development, but it was just a really boring development for me. She seems like a very tropey character,
Yeah, that's true. There wasn't a lot there.
and this is really petty, but I hate her voice so much.
Jesus.
It makes me uncomfortable.
She does have a very hentai voice. My number 8 was Kotori. I mean, the same with Hanayo, whatever. Her development was early on, and it was a lot. Like, a lot happened. Kotori's entered in season 1, and then nothing really in season 2. And I feel like I shouldn't have to pin it on Kotori for the fault of, like, the writers. But it just made me middle towards her. I also don't like her voice. I don't know. She's a really good design. I like her design.
Floop.
We like her floof. I like her floof.
floof.
I don't know. She's just uninteresting to me.
Okay, so number 7,
Number 7.
versus flip flop, because I have Kotori next.
My number 7's Hanayo.
Okay, I put Kotori here because I feel like there's a little more going for her than Hanayo, but she's just kind of like, oh, she's the nice one.
No, Kotori's a bitch.
That's funny.
Kotori being a bitch is like an in-joke. That Kotori's a bitch, and we like that.
It's just, I don't know, there's not a lot going for her. She's just like nice and friendly and kind of
Yeah, she's
boring.
just kind of the best friend.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I do kind of like the best friend character type, but I mean, it
I
didn't.
feel like she should have gotten more, and even what she did get was kind of weird.
Yeah, it felt like it was really shoehorned into season 1 when season 1 didn't really need the Kotori arc going throughout it.
Yeah. I
'Cause
don't know.
Yeah.
I also feel like this is just me, but if Kotori were to tell anyone, I feel like she'd trust Honoka more because Honoka's so.
This is just about the Wonderful Rush arc or whatever the fuck. It's
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
Honoka's so like go after your dreams and stuff, and the only reason Honoka was upset is because you didn't tell her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Mine was Hanayo. Here's what I said because I feel like since ours is flipped up, my notes were better than Kotori because at least I'd listened to stuff about her. Like, if Hanayo had gotten more in season 2, I would have been like, cool, Hanayo got more in season 2. But if Kotori had gotten more in season 2, I'd be like, please, God, stop talking about Kotori. So I would have, because I thought her, like, her intro episode when she joined Muse was really good. And even though Hanayo was kind of like a tropey, boring character, it made me interested in her. And I felt like they could have gone somewhere with it. They just didn't. And of course, the problem with her, why she's so low on my list, is like the gags on her are boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she likes idols. But I did really like when she got like the idol study club in the end. So
Yeah, that's true.
I do like that.
That was really cute.
All right, number 6.
Number 6, I have Maki. Now, number 6 and number 5 were hard for me. They're very interchangeable.
Number 6 and number 5 were really hard for me. Number 6, I have Nico.
Okay, I have Maki here because, again, she's mainly a really cliche trope, being a tsundere.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked her interactions with the other characters. Of course, mainly Nozomi, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they could have done really cool things with her. Like, they didn't explore the doctor aspect and how she likes playing music. I think there could have been something there.
Oh, yeah, like, no, Mom, this is your dream. This
Yeah.
isn't mine.
They did, like, she never...
Okay, that's kind of cliche, but it would have been more interesting.
It would have been more interesting than her getting...
Nothing?
She got, like, the Nozomi thing, but that was just her, like... I don't know, fully joining Muse as a real person and a friend.
Right. I did Nico. Honestly, Nico used to be like my least favorite. Nico and Maki used to be my least favorites, and they've moved around. So the fact that Nico is not my least favorite anymore is saying a lot. Like, she's really grown on me. The fact that, I mean, it's not like she's really grown on me. She's in my top 3 or something, but she's really grown on me because I used to hate her, and like I thought it was the same with Maki, where it was like I thought she had an interesting backstory where she tried to start a group with these girls and they just bailed out on her. I thought that was interesting, and I was kind of disappointed they didn't explore. Of course, it's still a fault of the writers, but and I wish the episode, because there was a Nico episode, but I just didn't like it that much. I feel like it really made her seem like a jerk, and of course in the end she kind of fixed, like she checked herself or something. But honestly, I just didn't like it. She just, like, all those times you kind of thought she was being like a genuine person up until that episode. It turns out, like, no, she wasn't. She was just lying to her siblings, and she made it seem like she was, I don't know. You're not offering any
I don't know
commentary?
what to say because my number 5 is Nico.
Okay, oh, you don't want, okay. Here, do your number 5.
Okay, number 5 is Nico for me because there is a lot of interesting things they could have done with her character. It's true that she does get a little obnoxious, and I think the part with her siblings, personally, is she didn't want to admit she had failed to them, because she's supposed to be, like, because she takes care of them most of the time, it looks like.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know. Hold on, over here. She tried so hard of something she really, really loves, and it failed, and it's so crushing to somebody.
Yeah.
And so, when she still considers herself number 1 idol, I think it's kind of like she needs to convince herself that she can do that again. She can actually do that.
True. I wish the show had done that a bit better.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my number 5 is Maki. And of course, I wrote the same things. I wrote that she's like a cliche. I don't even watch a lot of anime, but she is too cliched for me. Like her, and it's weird because there are parts of her character that were interesting that they could have gone into, like, oh, she wants to do music, but like her family wants her to be a doctor or something. But of course, they're like, no, let's just make her a tsundere. But the only thing that really saved her for me, because of course she used to be in my bottom too, as well, was that I thought she was really good in the movie. Like, I really liked her in the movie. I thought, and you can really tell, and like, unlike Nico, where sometimes I'm like, I can't tell how much she truly appreciates Muse, but in the movie you can tell how much Maki actually cares about them, despite her, I don't know, I don't want to say cold outside, because that's not really true.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the whole trope is they have a cold demeanor.
Yeah. And I kind of just dislike her because, of course, she kind of is also a downer.
Yeah.
She's kind of boring. That's about it.
Okay. Now we're getting into the top 4.
Top 4.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big distinction, I feel like, because I know top 5 sounds like a really big one, but no, once it gets to top 4, it gets legit for us.
At least in Muse.
Yeah, at least in Muse.
My number 4 is Rin.
Oof. We have so many flip-flops. My number 4 is Ellie.
I put Rin here because, honestly, this is going to sound really cheesy. I kind of understand her, like, struggles with femininity.
Femininity.
Yeah, that word.
Anemone.
And I don't know, the Loving Bell episode is so good. I wrote a paper about it. I love it so much.
Mitzi wrote a paper about the episode.
I did. I wrote about Rin Hoshizora. I also had, she's really fun and she tries her best.
We should have had more girls line up, because then we have so many of the same notes, but I don't want to add on to you because that's basically the notes I had.
Yeah. I like it because she enjoys being there.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's why Nico and Maki used to be my least favorite, because a lot of times it seemed like they didn't enjoy being there.
Yeah.
And that's why Rin is so high up, because she enjoys being there. Truly, that's the only divide you need.
And
do they like being there?
She's like a burst of energy that is needed. Like, some of the other girls are energetic, but she's the energetic one.
Especially in a group like the first years.
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't have Rin, they'd be boring.
They'd be like,
yeah. Okay. So, I had Ellie. I don't really know what to say. I like Ellie. I think she's beautiful. I think she's a good antagonist early on. It's weird. Her backstory is good, but the way they treat it, because they're like, here comes the world's most dramatic backstory you've ever heard, and it's like Ellie failed once or something.
Ellie failed one time.
And they could have even framed it better. Like, there's a way to frame that, like, Ellie failed once at something like everyone in her family's good at, and like everyone was like, we're like, you gotta do this, Ellie, and she's like, oops, I fucked it up. But really, they didn't treat it that big, even though it had been leading up to like the big reveal. Why is Ellie such a hard ass? And I like her design, and I like her growth. I like her.
Okay, you ready for number 3?
Yep.
Number 3, I have Honoka.
Number 3, I have Rin.
Okay. Honoka is such a passionate leader. I think she's like one of my longest notes. She's inspiring. She brings people together really easily. Like, she's like, oh, let's do this thing. Even if someone's like, oh, I hate this other person, she, I don't know, she has that aura of bringing people together, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. She tries her hardest in literally everything that she does, sometimes to her dismay.
To her downfall.
Thank you. Sometimes to her downfall.
Yeah.
And, she has so much love to give.
Yeah. My number 3 was Rin. I basically what you said. She's a good upbeat character. I love the Love Being Belle episode.
So good.
When she had like in the fucking first year song in the movie, she was like the highlight of it.
Oh
like,
my God.
It was like, why are these other 2 girls here? This makes it sound like I really freaking hate the other 2. I don't. It's just, that was basically a Rin solo.
It was beautiful.
And I think she has an underrated voice.
It's true.
She's just a good, like, fun character. And of course I criticize characters for being kind of like boring. But I think she's just like simple, good fun. And there's a way to write a character and it's like, oh, this is a fun character and still fail. But I think Rin's just like something's about her so like simplistic, but you are entertained.
I also like that they introduced her, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they introduced her problem with herself in, like, Hanayo's episode. And they didn't deal with it until season 2, which is honestly really good because, like, you knew that she didn't like this part of herself.
Yeah, and it's always...
It wasn't like, it was like, oh, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, number 2?
Number 2, I have Ellie.
Number 2, I have Nozomi.
Okay,
this is to the nitty-gritty.
I love Ellie so much. She is beautiful, as you said.
She's beautiful.
I do agree that seeing her grow was really, really cool.
Yeah, it was interesting because it's not like she really got an episode.
But it was like more subtle.
It was more subtle, but you can actually tell. Maybe this is how Umi people feel about Umi, but I just don't like Umi. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I love her because she's kind of motherly, but also kind of really childish, especially when it comes to her interactions with Nozomi.
Yeah.
And she's a huge dork, and I do like how at first you're like, oh, she's cool, calm, and collected, but then you put her in, like, any situation.
Yeah.
And then the complete opposite happens. And I do like how she does need to be doted on. It's really cute.
We like LEG.
I love her.
I had Nozomi. The first note I took is good design. Fuck. Oh, she's a good design. I really like it. She's got that purple hair.
True.
Her episode is good.
Yes.
I feel like, because it's really weird, because I liked Nozomi the whole time, and honestly, I liked her, and they could have never given her a backstory episode. She still probably would have been, like, top 3, whatever.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, and then they give her a backstory episode, and it's just interesting. Like, you can understand more about her, and it's not even, like, I don't know. And I like the theming around her. Like, I like her tarot cards, and I don't know. It's just, I feel like she's one of the more fully fleshed out characters, and it's not even like, it's like understated, really. Mm-hmm. Like, she has a lot going for her, but it's never like, here's the Nozomi arc that takes place through all of season 1, like the Kotori arc. That's about all I gotta say. So if you want to go into number 1, because it'll just...
Number 1, I have Nozomi. Okay.
Do you want to just say why? Continue to the Nozomi conversation?
Yes. Well, all you said was really good.
Okay, thank you.
She loves her friends so much. She loves her friends so much because, like, she's probably always been that weird kid. Or I think there's another aspect you can do to it, where she wanted people to be her friend or wanted people to notice her at all, so she became like a weird kid.
Yeah.
Because in like first couple of episodes, she flings open that window. Like, what the heck, Nozomi?
Yeah, that was like her first introduction. Like, who's this girl? She flings open a window and she's like, the car. It's like, who the hell?
Like, who is this freak? I don't know. It's like, because I don't know. In her flashbacks, it looks like she's a very like understated girl. So I kind of feel like she built herself up to be the way she is now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
She also has a lot of love to give, like Honoka, like I said.
Yeah, she does.
Another motherly figure.
True.
But she does like to tease.
True.
And, okay, I'm just gonna put this out there because, yeah, it can't go on.
Are we talking about the Nozomi issue?
The Nozomi issue.
The great Nozomi issue.
Okay. Nozomi is my number one because I love her so much. Of course, that does not get rid of, like, the washy-washy thing, but to be fair, that's not... The way if someone writes a character,
yes,
you can obviously tell them a lot about them, because the washy-washy thing was played off as a joke. So it's if the writer's putting a joke into this character, if they wrote it into like a bad light, it'd be different. I understand disliking her either way because of this, but I feel like it's not completely her.
I think it's just the ignorance of the writers trying to pander to a specific audience, and they got rid of it at, like, I don't know why they brought it back with Mari, because I honestly thought that they had learned that it was kind of, like, odd and off-putting.
It is.
And it's weird that they put it into Mari later on, but...
It's just... You can't... I feel like I can't fully just blame Nozomi.
Yeah, I don't think... They were like, this is integral to Nozomi's character. I think the writers just wanted a cheap throwaway joke, and they did throw it away.
Yeah,
like,
that bad.
You didn't see that later in season 2, I'm pretty sure. It was just useless.
Yeah, but I love Nozomi Tojo.
Okay, and my number one is Honoka. All I wrote in my notes is best. I would say... she is best. I would say she's my number one because honestly, I think I mentioned I don't like anime. Or I don't watch anime.
Yeah, you don't watch
anime. I don't
anime.
like or watch it. So I know a lot of people's problem with her is she is kind of like the main character trope. I don't watch anime, so I don't know the main character trope really. And I would say, because we were watching, I don't know, we watched it, Love Live, and I wasn't particularly interested at first because I didn't understand like what could be good about it at first, even though they did steal scenes from Glee, and I do like Glee. This is a backstory, which is what got me hooked on it. Was I was like, this is just like Glee, and I would say Honoka really is what pulled me in. I feel like that's a good thing for a main character to do. Like, it was kind of like, oh, she pulled all these people together into Muse, and she pulled me into the show. I was invested, because a lot of it's her story, and I was invested in her story, and it's like, if I wasn't interested in her, I feel like I couldn't keep watching it, or the interest wouldn't last as long, because a lot of the show is her, and Stardust is the best song ever.
Just a side note.
What?
Just a side note.
Well, it was awesome. Because I didn't realize how truly invested I was in it because I hadn't seen it, and like Mitzi had seen it, and we were watching it, and the Stardust scene came up, and I didn't know no one was gonna show up to their, like, I legit thought that people were gonna show up to their concert.
Because it's like. Oh, it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Turn out good.
And no one showed up. And honestly, that's how I knew I was invested, because I started sobbing. And
it was honestly the funniest thing.
Yeah, because you guys were like, oh my god, is Toby sobbing? Haha. And then I look up and I'm like crying. And I just think, like, if I wasn't so invested into Honoka's character and her group, like, that scene wouldn't have meant as much to me as it did. Like, it just made me cry, and I really liked it. And I really like Honoka, and she's the greatest ever. And I like her so much.
I do like at the end of the Stardust performance when Ellie's like, yeah, no one's here. Fight me. She's just like, we're still going to do this because we love it.
We love it. I just feel like the whole show really rests on, like, it's only as good as the main character, really. Like, you can't just have, and I feel like, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just really like Honoka. I feel like I could list a bunch more points.
I feel like people don't give Honoka enough credit.
Yeah, enough credit. Like, she's the anchor of the show.
Without her, everything would literally fall apart.
Exactly. And of course, I feel bad because, of course, I put Kotori and Umi in my bottom, too.
Yeah.
And then it makes it look like I just really like Honoka and I hate her friends. And it's not that. Because I like the second years as a group. It's just, I feel like, compared to Honoka, like, when they're with her, it's like, this character's so strong, and I don't really care about these other two as much. Sorry, this is an addendum, so I don't know if it sounds really obvious that this is edited into the middle of the Honoka part, or the end of the Honoka part.
I was gonna say, you just talked about Honoka.
Yeah, I'll just put it into the end of the part where I'm talking about Honoka, and you won't even tell it's an addendum. But, I forgot about talking about Honoka in the movie. I don't know if you want to contribute to talking about Honoka in the movie.
You go for it.
Okay, so...
I might. Just go for it.
Well, I liked her in the movie because, of course, it finishes off her arc, which is, like, the main arc. But also, we've seen the movie, like, probably 5 times, maybe.
I think.
A lot. We watch it a lot, and I cry every time. And
I've watched it more than the series.
I've watched it more. Yeah, I've watched it more than the series. The movie's really good standalone. Well, not standalone. Like, here, just watch this movie, and you don't know what these girls.
Yeah, but you don't have to like watch the whole series.
But honestly, because the movie, the first time I watched it, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Like, I still cried, but I didn't like it as much, and it felt like it was weird because I think the second time we watched it, or third time we watched it a lot. It was coming up on graduation date. Stop! Don't look at me. It was coming up on graduation date, and so I felt like it hit home more because I didn't really understand what was happening with Honoka in it. I need you to like make vocal confirmations. Are you? Okay.
I don't know what else you want me to say. I was letting you go for it.
Oh, well, no, I don't know what to say unless you also are talking. But, so, whatever. I didn't understand what was happening with her, really. Like, I didn't understand, like, the jumping over the puddle, like, the flashback, and then, like, here's a thing. But I feel like now, I felt like I sort of did the other time we watched it, where it's, like, the flashback, something she did kind of independently with the help of her friends, because Kotori and Umi are like, do it, I guess. And she's like,
it's more like,
don't do it. And then
it's more like, please don't do this. And Honika's like, I'm gonna do it.
And then Kotori's like, Honoka-chan! So she does it. She's about to do it, and she does it. So and then you have whatever. Then you have that flashback. Then you have the show, and it's like, Honoka has friends, and together they achieve something. And honestly, in the movie, it felt like Honoka's friends are still there for her, and even though they aren't together as Muse, she can still, like, do things independently, but with, like, the support and help of her. I'm gonna cry. But
she can still, like, count on them.
She can still count on them, and she can still be great and do great things, and just because her friends aren't, like, always there for her doesn't mean that she still can't achieve. And it's like, it really is like her friends gave her the confidence and power to soar like she did before. I'm gonna cry. And anyways, I really like her.
That was good.
Thanks.
Question.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be recorded, but if you want it to be, what is your take on the whole future Honoka situation?
Well, future Honoka felt like it added into that, maybe.
No, but do you think it is future Honoka?
I don't know. I don't understand, because honestly, future Honoka's life seems kind of miserable, but she's okay with it. And it feels weird, because it's like, I guess it plays in, like, even though you and your friends aren't together as Muse anymore, doesn't mean you can't still be happy and you can't still have goals. But it kind of looks like future Honoka's, like, fucking living on the streets or something.
Yeah, she's just like, I sing on the street, and I sometimes get money.
Yeah, so I still don't really understand that part, but I feel like I understand her, like, vision thing more, and it just feels more meaningful, and I like the movie.
I also think it's interesting how Honoka, like, for, like, the longest time in the movie, Honoka puts the decision on her shoulders.
Right.
But she doesn't have to.
Exactly.
It's not her decision solely.
It's like the group's decision. I guess it all factors into it, where it's not like she doesn't just have to do things by herself, but just because she is by herself sometimes doesn't mean that she can't.
She's not truly alone.
Oh, y'all, it's so good. So that was our top 9 list.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Toby really loves Honoka.
And I really like Honoka.